I had the opportunity to meet with a number of residents of Flint, had a town meeting in Flint, and I have to tell you, what I heard and what I saw literally shattered me, and it was beyond belief that children in Flint, Michigan, in the United States of America in the year 2016 are being poisoned. I believe the governor of this state should understand that his dereliction of duty was irresponsible. He should resign.
Secretary Clinton.
I'm very grateful that my request that we hold this debate be held here so we can continue to shine a very bright spotlight on what has happened in this city. I agree. The governor should resign or be recalled. I know the state of Michigan has a rainy day fund for emergencies. What is more important than the health and well-being of the people, particularly children? It is raining lead in Flint, and the state is derelict in not coming forward with the money that is required.
CNN moderator Anderson Cooper asked Hillary Clinton and Bernie Sanders what punitive measures should be taken against those responsible for the Flint water crisis.
Secretary Clinton, you've now both called for the governor to resign. I believe that's new for you. Previously, you had not called for that, but you're calling for that tonight. It's easy to blame the Republican governor, Rick Snyder, but the federal government also dropped the ball here. The EPA knew for months and months, never warned the people of Flint not to drink the water. As president, would you fire the head of the EPA?
Well, I think that the people here in the region who knew about this and failed to follow what you just said rightly, the law required, have been eliminated from the EPA.
So far, one person has resigned.
Well, I don't know how high it goes. I would certainly be launching an investigation. I think there is one.
Right.
I was told that, some of the higher-ups were pushing to get changes that were not happening. So I would have a full investigation, determine who knew what when, and yes, people should be fired. How far up it went, I don't know. But as far as it goes, they should be relieved because they failed this city. But let me just add this, Anderson. This is not the only place where this kind of action is needed. We have a lot of communities right now in our country where the level of toxins in the water, including lead, are way above what anybody should tolerate. We have a higher rate of tested lead in people in Cleveland than in Flint. So I'm not satisfied with just doing everything we must do for Flint. I want to tackle this problem across the board. And if people know about it and they're not acting and they're in the government at any level, they should be forced to resign.
Senator Sanders, would President Sanders fire the head of the EPA?
President Sanders would fire anybody who knew about what was happening and did not act appropriately. And President Sanders would make the point that how does it happen in the wealthiest country in the history of the world? What are our priorities when, among others, Republicans today are fighting for hundreds of billions of dollars in tax breaks for the wealthiest people? How did we have so much money available to go to war in Iraq and spend trillions of dollars, but somehow not have enough money, not just for Flint? Secretary is right. There are communities all over this country. It's not just infrastructure, it is education. Detroit's public school system is collapsing.
Joining us now in New York is New York Congress member Yvette Clarke. She just returned from Flint, Michigan, where she took part in a Congressional Black Caucus delegation town hall and visit. Welcome to Democracy Now! It's great to have you with us.
Thank you for having me, Amy. It's great being here.
Before we start commenting on the debate, and interestingly here, both Bernie Sanders and Secretary Hillary Clinton agreed on the issue, calling for the resignation, Hillary Clinton said, or the recall of the governor, Rick Snyder. But what you found in Flint, what you were most surprised by?
Well, I mean, the breadth and depth of the devastation there, the people and their concerns about their well-being. I mean, you got a sense of it from just empathizing with a poisoned water system. But to be there to see people with disabilities, we oftentimes speak of the children, but we don't speak about people with compromised immune systems and what this may mean for them. Their concerns about other contaminants in the water. We hear mostly about lead, but the examination of just about every pollutant that was in the Flint River has not been thoroughly vetted as of yet. And so there remain a lot of questions for the people living there and just the way of life that they've had to adjust to, whether it's water filtration in their homes or receiving constant deliveries of bottled water. And what do you do with all the recycled bottles?
Mm-hmm. Well, Flint resident Leanne Walters raised a question about lead service lines throughout the United States to the Democratic presidential candidates.
After my family, the city of Flint, and the children in D.C. were poisoned by lead, will you make a personal promise to me right now that as president in your first 100 days in office, you will make it a requirement that all public water systems must remove all lead service lines throughout the entire United States and notification made to the citizens that have said service lines?
I will make a personal promise to you that the EPA and the EPA director that I appoint will make sure that every water system in the United States of America is tested and that the people of those communities know the quality of the water that they're drinking, and that we are going to have a plan to rebuild water systems in this country that are unsafe for drinking.
Let me just point out, for accuracy's sake, there are 10 million lead service pipes delivering water to people all across this country tonight. Secretary Clinton?
Well, I agree completely. I want to go further, though. I want us to have an absolute commitment to getting rid of lead wherever it is, because it's not only in water systems, it's also in soil, and it's in lead paint that is found mostly in older homes. That's why 500,000 children today have lead in their bodies. So I want to do exactly what you said. We will commit to a priority to change the water systems, and we will commit within 5 years to remove lead from everywhere.